Hey guys, what's going on? This is Travis P11. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. Well, before we get started with the unboxing and general overview of the Bushnell 1500 Lumen flashlight, I want to give a little shout out to Matt over at the Never Enough Ammo channel, as well as the Mr. Matt channel. Matt featured this flashlight on one of his podcasts about a week or two ago, and honestly, I probably would not have found out about this flashlight had I not been watching that podcast. So do check out Mr. Matt's channel and also the NEA channel. I'll have links to him at the end of this video. So Matt, my thanks to you for this. So first of all, right now, if you're in the market for just a quick and easy gift to pick up somebody before the holidays, anybody that you know likes to do a little bit of work on vehicles or is in the outdoors, or somebody who just needs a good flashlight, from what I'd seen from what Matt had shown off, this has a lot of potential. This is a $20 flashlight that you can pick up at Walmart. They're a little hard to find. It was not in the sporting goods aisle. It was not by the other flashlights. It was actually just on a little island kind of over by the sporting goods area, and I honestly would have just walked right by it had I not been looking for it. So again, this is the Bushnell 1500 lumen flashlight, 1500 ultra bright lumens. It does have two modes for high and low. It does have the momentary on switch, so you can do just like a little quick peek if you want to, instead of having to push the button. Aircraft grade aluminum, which means it should have a fairly rugged and well-built finish. You can tell right now it's got some nice texturing on it that should definitely help out with grip in any kind of rain or snow and so on. 9 AA batteries included. I mean, I'm not kidding you. These are Duracells. This is like $10 worth of batteries come with the flashlight alone. Now, I am basically a flashlight noob, okay? All I can tell you is what I think about the build quality. We're gonna do some testing of this in complete dark, outside and inside, to see how well the thing lights up. But when it comes to flashlight technology, I mean, there's just certain things I know what to look for, but we don't test a lot of flashlights on this channel. In fact, I just have some relatively inexpensive Surefire flashlights that I keep around the house, just in different places to keep the house lit up if we need to. So a few more things about it. I do know that it has the CREE LEDs in it, and I'm assuming that is a company that makes them, or it's a specific type. You see those quite a bit popping up on a lot of flashlights that are out there. It also says that it'll run for 3 hours. I'm assuming that's 3 hours constantly, you know, without any kind of change in the batteries. 230 meters as the projection length, which I don't know, what is that, 800 feet, 900 feet, something like that. And it can also take up to a 1 meter drop, or I guess you can say, what, a 3 foot drop, more or less, right? I don't know metric system. I'm an American. I apologize. Again, they just give you more of the same stuff on the back. So 1500 lumens, 375 lumens, 3 hours at 1500, 20 hours at 375. Oh, so you do have a low mode you can put it in. 230 meters of projection and 125 meters of projection. It's the model number 20603, proudly designed in Kansas. Oh, I wonder if Gizzard Gary had a say in this one. Does have a 1-year warranty, which is definitely a good thing. I'm going to hold on to the receipt for it in case it has any trouble, but man, for 20 bucks, this might be the value Christmas gift of the year. So let's go and get it out of the box. Just kind of take a look at the general build quality and construction, put some lights in it, and we'll test it out. All right, so again, the finish on it, it almost seems like an anodized coat that they have on the outside of it. It's really, really nice. All right, check that out. You got that kind of copper anodized on the end there. It's got the Bushnell logo. And I didn't really realize that Bushnell does flashlights. Now, this could be marketed under other different brands or other companies. You can see what it looks like in the front there. And yeah, so it's got, it doesn't quite have the exact heft, say, of a mag light, but it does have kind of that feel of your standard mag light. Definitely very, very solid. I mean, it's definitely got some rigidity to it. It does not feel like a piece of garbage or just something you throw away. The button itself, okay, it feels pretty good. Sometimes the buttons can be the cheap part on a flashlight. That can be the part that falls apart or has issues. Does not say if it is waterproof or water resistant. We're not going to test that out. Okay, now it does say that CREE LEDs are a trademark of CREE Inc. So CREE is a company that makes LEDs. Okay, I didn't realize that. Again, I don't do a lot with flashlights on the channel, but if we can find you a good deal, we definitely want to bring one to you. So got the high-low button, and I'm not sure how that momentary on-off works. Maybe if you just tap it, maybe it'll go on and pop off. I'm not sure. I think you can almost like give it a little bit of pressure, make it turn on. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's go and put the batteries in here and we'll see how well this thing performs. Okay, so you do have kind of this battery carriage that your lights are going to go into. It doesn't say if you can or cannot use rechargeables. One thing that came up in Matt's chat is somebody was asking a question or made a comment. I wonder if this would function with rechargeables, because I believe your rechargeable batteries are 1.2 volts if I'm not mistaken. So it might possibly affect the LEDs. You know, I only run alkalines in my flashlights. For the most part, I don't really have anything rechargeable for flashlights. So I'm assuming you could probably run some rechargeable batteries in this thing, because when you require 9, especially if you're going to use this thing a lot, you know, you can get alkaline batteries on the cheap these days if you buy in bulk, but I can see how that might get kind of expensive, but it's still very cool that it came with this many batteries. I mean, that's unreal. One complaint that I might have about this, and I've had problems before with great flashlights of mine that were kind of off brands that had this sort of like a carriage system or a cartridge system where it would crack on one end and then you'd never be able to get the replacement for it. So this you want to be careful with. You don't want to drop it or break it or split it open, because you're probably not going to get replacements. The plastic feels fairly sturdy. And this end right here, this little end with the leads on, or whatever you want to call it, your contacts, that's going to be the part that's going to go in. There's 3 little contacts inside the barrel that you can see, and you put that in there. Okay, looks like I've got it turned on already. There we go. Woo, wow. All right, so we've got, just as a basic, here, let's go and close up the blinds real quick here. Let's get the lights off. All right, give me 1 sec, guys. Okay, so with the lights off in the kitchen, you just barely push, and you've got that temporary on-off, which does not lock the button, which is kind of nice. And we'll do, is that low? And that's high. Yeah, you can definitely tell a difference when you see it in person. Low and high. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we'll go downstairs to my utility room, which is completely pitch black, and we'll turn it on and just see. We'll show you what it looks like without the lights on, with the lights on, and then turn the lights off and see what it can do for light amplification. And you know, that's gonna vary depending on what kind of paint you have in the room that you're in and the ceiling and so on. So let's go test this out and see what it does. Okay guys, so we are chilling down in my utility room where it is totally pitch black. I've got very few reflective surfaces down here. There's no drywall on the ceiling. There's just shells all over the place. This is just a camouflage canvas I have hanging up in the background here. So let's go ahead and turn the lights off and turn the light on. If I hold it up to the ceiling, it'll bounce off and it will actually light up the room. I think that's going to be high. That's your low. There's your high again. So let's put it on low up in the ceiling. Okay, there we go. And that's high in the ceiling. It's kind of hard to tell because of the exposure, but it is definitely a lot brighter. Yeah, so let's go and turn the lights off. Completely, totally pitch black. So it will light up a room easily. I mean, this is something that maybe you should think about keeping in your vehicle, especially if you drive in areas where there's not going to be a lot of street lights, if you're going to be kind of out in the country and so on. All right, now for the next part of this test, we're gonna just go out into the sticks, out in the middle of nowhere, just maybe outside of town here, and where it's totally black, no street lights, nothing, and we'll just turn it on and see what it does. We're just gonna be kind of hand shooting this one, so it might not be the steadiest of cameras, but it's gonna show you what it does light up. We'll have the vehicle headlights on, we'll turn the headlights off, turn the flashlight on. I want to get you just total darkness as much as possible so we can see what this thing's capable of doing. Okay guys, so I'm out in the country. The flashlight's been out in my car for a couple hours right now, and we're gonna go ahead and put the high beam on and show you what it looks like out here. That's easily lighting up probably about a quarter mile down the road. Thing is, I mean, this is the high right now. I mean, you can see all the, you could use this thing as a headlight if you wanted to. Of course, you'd probably blind the cars coming at you. And for those of you that are familiar with Nebraska, we have a lot of rest stops, and this is a redneck rest stop right here. So, swear to God, there you go. So if you ever need to go, it's just right there. And low beams. Let's see, there's your low beams. Now, say you want to light up your engine bay. This is low. There's your high. So I mean, you could do anything you want with this thing. Well, you can get this thing to shine out about as far as you want. I'm pretty impressed with it right now. The flashlight is absolutely freezing cold. It's about 15 degrees out right now, and it still performs just fine. So I don't think you're gonna go wrong with this one. All right, guys, so that wraps up our coverage of the Bushnell 1500 Lumen flashlight. It's already out in my vehicle right now where it's going to be serving as my primary light source. Guys, if you like what you see, please like or subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Gunstreamer, UGEtube, guntube.org, and as well as gunchannels.com. Make sure you check out our Saturday morning podcast called Caliber Corner. It is at Saturday morning a.m. And otherwise, guys, that's it. I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. Get out there and try one of these flashlights. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.